So let's start off with Ohio State versus Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say that I was super happy with the results that I saw in this game, very obviously. Defense still came to play, like always. The thing that I actually think I like the most about this defense is that they're getting a lot of next year's people already ready with some reps out there. Jermaine Matthews, Cody Simon. There's so many guys that they're like actually putting in the rotation that we're going to see next year, that we're going to see the year after. Sonny Styles. So I'm really liking the fact that those guys are getting not only reps, but very valuable reps, and they're making plays. Jermaine Matthews was out there in the last game, and he was absolutely killing it. I don't know if I said that last week, but I was definitely happy with how they're playing and how they're obviously an elite defense, especially in preventing any team from scoring, with, I guess, the exception of Maryland. But, it's one of those games. Let's talk about the fact that I once again, I am asking for Buckeye fans to please shut the hell up. I understand that Kyle McCord, he makes a lot of bad plays, right? He overthrows sometimes.
The end zone was abysmal, man. I was like, what
absolutely.
The fuck?
At that point, you take the sack and you live to see another play. Man, or
what?
There's so many.
At least get the 3.
There's so many better things to do than throw the ball into double coverage
falling
in the
out
end
of bounds.
zone.
Like, Jesus Christ.
There was a lot of problems with that, and I understand that he's not perfect. He is not Justin Fields. He is not C.J. Stroud. He's not Dwayne Haskins. He's not any of these guys, right? I get that.
Ty Bettman could run.
He's the guy we have, and Devin Brown is not that guy. Tristan Gebbia is not that guy. Lincoln Keenholz is not that guy. Mason fucking Maggs is not that guy. Stop asking for all these backups who we've seen Devin Brown. He is injured. We've seen Devin Brown, and every time we've seen him, he's done nothing but prove why he's not the number one guy. I don't think there's been any point in this season where he's proven why he should have been above Kyle McCord.
He hasn't. Well, I mean, he's had a few opportunities. He hasn't seized them, and so
that's my point.
I kind of.
And if he can't do that over the guy that you suppose is terrible, what does that say about him? Maybe he's the guy next year, but for right now, ride the ride. He's the guy. Kyle McCord is going to be the guy. Just put all your faith in the defense and Marvin Harrison and hope that that's what's going to get us through. But asking for other quarterbacks when they haven't proved as much, shut up. Especially when, and I'll get to my other good point of this game, Travion Henderson looked amazing. At the same time, I remember 2 weeks ago, y'all were asking for Don Hayden to be running back number 1. So what now?
A few weeks before that, it was Chip Traynor.
So what now? Like, the best game from Don Hayden, or the only game from Don Hayden, he got 80 yards against a terrible rush defense. Travion Henderson, 160 yards against Wisconsin's defense. Did he not look like running back 1 right there? So I need Buckeye fans to shut up. They're sounding really whiny to me, and I know that's always been your point, is Buckeye fans are
all these rich people problems, man.
They're cocky, they're whiny, I'm seeing it a little bit. But can y'all just accept the fact that this is the ride that we're going to take for the rest of the season? We have good players. We have key playmakers. And as long as they do what it is that they need to do, as long as Kyle McCord doesn't turn the ball over and get it to the playmakers, as long as we're healthy, we can actually see a potential Michigan win, a win in the playoffs, a win in the national championship. Because I believe this team could get to the national championship. It's going to take some execution, but I believe that to be the case.
Listen, man, I have never seen a wide receiver carry an offense like this.
That's what's happening here.
Never seen it. Like, shouts out to Trey and his big night, but I know he's going to stub his toe in a week, and he'll probably be back on the bench.
All right, don't be.
It's his favorite place to be on the field.
Don't put that on my boy.
And then even if he is on the field, he'll probably not follow up this performance with a similar one next week.
We got Rutgers next week.
I don't know who you got. Yeah, sure.
So I think that's possible.
But I mean, in any case, Marvin Harrison is a lifesaver, literal lifesaver.
Absolutely.
Because if y'all didn't have him, I think y'all would have lost 2 games already.
I could
definitely
would have
lost Notre Dame.
Well,
I don't know if Penn State could have beat you, but you probably would have lost Notre Dame, and
I'll give you Notre Dame.
Maybe Wisconsin can do something to
you.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have been Penn State. It would have probably been Wisconsin.
No, Penn State still wouldn't have beat you.
Yeah, it would have been.
You could have had me at receiver and beat Penn State.
It would have probably been Wisconsin because Marvin Harrison was the reason that our offense did anything against Wisconsin. Now, I'll tell you what I think is interesting is that Kyle McCord actually does kind of look like that guy when he has multiple options. Now, obviously, he had Cade Stover, but I think it'll be interesting to see what happens when Ibuka comes back. Also, Trey, as great as a game as you had, you can't drop that end zone pass. That was a problem. But
yeah, man,
some good, some bad.
I think your defense looks good. That is the one thing that I will consistently give y'all. The defense looks good. It's going to be a test. I'm glad we get Penn State first, so we'll really have a primer.
Yeah.
Right for what we'll, not in terms of schematics, but in terms of pressure and in terms of a lot of the coverages. They're going to be in man-to-man a lot.
Yeah.
Just like they were. Well, they didn't do that against y'all though. But y'all were in man-to-man a lot versus them, and they go man-to-man usually when there's not a pterodactyl on the field like Marvin Harrison. But outside of that, man, food. Buckeye food, and I cannot wait.
I'm
just generally unimpressed. Like, the deficiency of short yardage plays for y'all is really dumbfounding. Like, I don't even know how it's possible to have that much talent on 11 guys, and you can't move a yard. It's dumbfounding. It is really crazy. It's impressive to watch, to see. Like, I know when I turn on an Ohio State football game, I'm going to watch them not pick up a 3rd and 2. Like, it's guaranteed. I might as well bet it. Create a parlay.
We got a 3rd and 1 on a quarterback sneak.
Did you? Congratulations.
We did. It was the first quarter. You know what? I know we're going to probably do a Michigan Ohio State recap, obviously, before the game. But I feel like it's going to be a lot closer than the other 2 games have been because you guys do have a good offense, but we have an elite defense. And you guys do have an elite defense, but
best in America.
That's where it's like
y'all haven't faced a defense like us all year. And you won't even after because we're the best defense in America.
They're number 2.
We're better than Penn State.
You're better, but we have seen a defense.
Penn State doesn't have a Will Johnson.
I am not afraid of Will Johnson.
They don't have,
but
a Will
only
Johnson,
because we have a
Sandra still.
We have a Marvin Harrison,
and
you've never seen anything close to a Marvin.
We
Harrison.
saw him last year and at y'all's house, and I think we did okay with DJ Turner, but DJ Turner got beat. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all had DJ Turner last year. Yeah, we did. He got beat. He got smoked a couple times. So, like,
I don't think you guys score 42 though. I think that's the difference.
Okay, y'all can barely score 20 points, Josh. You can barely put 20 points on the board. 28 is adequate enough to beat you. We don't want to beat you. We want to kill you. But 28 is just fine.
I don't think you're going to put 28 on the board.
Yeah. Okay.
I think our defense is proven to be able to stop all the big plays that you guys had last year.
Oh, but we don't have to go big plays. We can go methodically down the field. If that's how you want it.
I mean, I don't know. We'll actually do a recap, and we definitely have to do it because I have to see how you guys look against Penn State and possibly even Maryland. So I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Will be how they cut off the head and they roll it to their enemies so that they can see it.
They are
the
sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, no,
we are sacrificing Penn State so that we can see what you guys actually look like.
It's crazy because y'all are very similar. Penn State and Ohio State are very similar right now. And really, the one thing that's missing is that KJ Hamler is not as good as Marvin Harrison Jr.
I would argue
that's
two
the
things.
One thing that's different.
I would argue 2 things. We have a Marvin Harrison Jr. and we don't have a James Franklin.
Well, that's always a plus.
I'm just saying. That's the two reasons why I feel like we're a little bit better. But that's what I thought about the Wisconsin game.